dia banyak sikit kerja-kerja paperwork dia ni. So what I want you to do, you can hire another 2 person to help you out. So class rep, first of all, I want you to come up with this kind of list. I blurkan lah so you don't see this. This is a previous student one. Actually the color, later you will see why bercolor-color ni. The reason you will see. So I want the student name, okay, and then student ID, phone number, okay, in case I need to call you. And then this is email address. We have 2 email address. One, the one that maybe you always use lah. And then the second one is an email address for siswa ni, siswa. I want iSiswa. The reason I want iSiswa is because I want to create Microsoft Team. Microsoft Team can only use iSiswa email. And then since we're going to use Telegram, I want you to give me your Telegram username. Telegram username. Sometimes I might not call you. I pergi cari dekat Telegram aja. And you know lah, Telegram name kan berbagai-bagai name. Even my name pun jadi the know-how wise. So please put the name the one that you use in Telegram. This is for me to assess you lah, to reach you. In case of emergency ke apa lah and then I just show it to you here now kat sini lah kan. I already create a Google Drive for you all. Dalam Google Drive ni is all about the course. But I give separate lah because ada test 1, test 2 kat sini. I give you separate link actually. But actually all in one. About the course, you will see all the information about your course. I tak bubuh dekat YouFuture because nota-nota I ni, I malas slide I ni, I malas bubuh kat YouFuture. Sebabnya yang ada tu hal lama. The reason is because from time to time, I always update my slide. Okay. And then sometimes other lecturer from other cawangan ambil. But probably the one they ambil tu is not the one that I already updated. Kan macam cawangan-cawangan we sharing sebenarnya nota-nota ni. Bila I buat YouFuture, dia orang might take one time. But later on in the middle of the semester, I might update, I might add this one. And then maybe tak tally dengan, I takutlah dia orang ambil yang salah, yang mungkin ada kesalahan, I make correction. But at the same time, dia orang dah ambil. When dia orang dah ambil, they will not refer back kan, my update. So I put here lah. Yang ada dekat YouFuture tu is a old one. And it's not complete pun. And then you can see scoring rubric. Nanti I show you one by one. I show you one by one afterward. So another one. Ini class activity. Kat class activity ni ada final project submission and also project progress. Project progress ni, you will see lah I already have like this. You all jangan pergi tukar-tukar lah. I believe at this level with your mentality kan, semua dah part 5, part 6 and you are degree level, you have a certain level of integrity that I can trust you. And then you follow this one 259 sample. That's why I say you nampak color-color tadi kan, because of this. Ada yang dah buat, ada yang belum buat. I leave it kosong lah. Ada group dah buat, ada group belum buat lagi lah. Okay. From time you add lah, follow this one follow this group 2595A. Because this class have project and each of the group consists of 4 to 5 members. 4 to 5 members. Nanti you bagilah nama group name yang canggih-canggih sikit, yang glamour-glamour sikit. And make sure your group names ni mewakili something about your data visualization, data science, macam ada vision gitu. Janganlah bubuh I love you, you love me. No lah kan. Give nama yang ada meaning. And then these are all group members. And then these are the activities. From time to time, once you write activity, usually I will straight away go and assess. When I go and assess, I straight away give mark lah. Even though despite in future you pergi 1 week later, 2 weeks later, you pergi update ke apa, it's good lah you want to update. But once I give mark after the class, I will not see the one that you update. But it's good lah if you want to update.
Mirul, every lecture
So this is how my
kalau
process
tanya sudah dari mana,
do lah.
oh saya Kelantan,
Usually at the
Kelantan.
end of the macam every Friday ke apa, kalau I tertinggal, I go and
Why
update semua. I
every
will give you
lecture?
marks lah. Every time you progress, you get marks. So this is for project. Actually, once you have complete all your names, ini tak complete lagi kan? Tak ada name lagi. This one pun tak complete lagi from other class. And then I will copy this one. Actually, I will copy and I will make it as a class activity. Actually got one more class activity here. Because I don't want you to copy dua kali, type dua kali. So, buat satu then I will copy. Class activity. This one you boleh masuk lah. In future, you will also submit your final project here. Kat sini lah. New folder, you will create your group name. Bubuh your group name, bubuhlah nama your group lah, ke ABC ke, whatever. And then inside here, you will submit semua submission about your project. This is last submission. Okay, this is your final submission. And this is your progress, got one more, the activity. So activity will look something like, mana dah banyak sangat kat sini. Your activity will look something like this lah. Okay, you will submit. This is for project. This is for project. First, I say, okay, cari your data set. You pergi bagi ke I all the data set. This is our first week exercise lah. And then I say, okay, give me problem segment of your project. So you write lah. And then next week, I say, okay, list out your research question. You list out your research question here. And then I say lah, once you have this, I give you mark. This is your progress. From time to time lah. And then chapter 1 draft. So you give me the link to your draft. It means you have your own Google lah kan. Your group, each group will have your own. This is your personal one. So you give me your Google, so I pergi tengok lah your progress of chapter 1, your progress of chapter 2, your progress of chapter 3. So this is the thing. Last time we do attendance this way, but now no more. Now from Microsoft Team, they automatically generate attendance. You masuk 5 minit before I end the class pun, they will tell me when you masuk. These are some of the class activity. So class activity, I say what data they collect. This one I give case study. When I give case study, then I will say, okay, based from this case study, what they call, why they collect the data. So because we have class activity, right? Then you write lah kat sini. Make sure you janganlah pergi didik orang lain punya kan. Like I say kan, integrity level at your stage ni, no doubt already lah. Everybody no lah, you all sampai level ni so far I tak ada lagi lah permasalahan yang penting. Student complain ada group dengki ke, pergi delete orang lain punya, no. So like I say lah, after the class I will go and collect lah marker from here. So that is why I have this Google group ni. Then all these things is actually in Google dah all inside here. This is project progress. I say got progress and then got one more got one more activity class. Okay, that is about our system lah, our class system.
Yes,
Our class system usually ada dua sajalah, project progress selalunya during lab hour, and then class activity usually during our class macam ni lah, our class. Again, our lab usually will be for project, project progress. You do presentation. You do presentation. Memang you tulis kat situ, but at the same time you present. And then class activity will be on the class. Class. Okay. That is about our system. Now let me introduce about the course. About the course. Dah banyak dah ni link ni. About the course, this one already have inside about the course, so that you understand what is requirement from you, what we want to achieve from you, and then what you need to do when. So the first one, at the end of the class, we want you to be able to explain information management and retrieval through data representation and reporting techniques. So far, are you still with me?
Yes.
Yes.
Good. So silent, sometimes connection dah tak ada, I je cakap seorang-seorang, syok sendiri. Padahal I dah connected from the group. Okay, so everybody stay with me, good. So explain information management and retrieval through data representation and reporting techniques. So this class, only two, is about two things. It's about graph and also it's about report. From the graph, you do report. And we want to say information management because inside this graph, there are a lot of information from your data, right? Your data have a lot of information. And from this information, you create report so that we can retrieve this information. We can retrieve information. What we want is the knowledge hidden behind this data. And how you're going to extract the knowledge is through data representation. Why we say data representation and not graph? Because it might not necessarily be graph. It can be just a process. One step, go to a second step, a fourth step, and so on, right? That is a process step by step. It's not a graph. It's just representation. But most of the time it's graph lah, but not limited to graph. And then this one you'll be able to explain. And then you'll be able to design. Design ni is more analytic lah. Analytic, it means that giving a case study, you have to analyze. Like your project, part of your project also involve this design. You have to design, you have to choose the right graph. And then from the graph, you have to analyze what is the knowledge behind it. And then demonstrate good managerial skill. This one definitely project. Management, management skill. That's why we have to work in group 4 to 5 person. But got exception lah, like 2-3-0 tu dia 15 orang kan. Probably ada satu group ataupun you nak buat 4-4-4 boleh. Dan 4-4-4. 4-4-4 dia jadi apa? 16 kan? Jadi 16. Probably depends lah 4 to 5. 4 to 5 probably boleh muat lah. You pandai-pandai adjust lah Or sometimes you dah daripada last class memang itulah group you. Dah bertahun-tahun itulah group you. And then eventually satu group kena jadi 3. It's okay lah kan, exception lah. But not many group 3 lah 4 to 5 just nice. Lah asyik lah kan. You dah memang dengan group tu je dah tak boleh dia pecah-pecah dah. Dulu asal-asal I buat 3 je. I buat 3 je all the class. And then student keep on telling me, we dah ada group dah ada group dah daripada kelas-kelas lain. Kelas-kelas lain semua buat 4-5. So I say, okay lah. Because sometimes working in a group ni keselesaan lah. I want you to work in a keadaan yang selesa. I tak nak you stress. Belajar dalam keadaan stres, you dah tak ngam with that person tapi dah kena terpaksa, ataupun you ni malu-malu Allah and then group tu pun semua malu-malu Allah, then tak boleh nak bekerja sama, semua malu. You like your group because you memang malu-malu Allah, tapi your gang yang lain semua accept you, and then they know that you are very hardworking, you don't do the talking, your group member will do the talking. So depends kan, different people have different strength. Keselesaan, I want you to work in a happy environment. Tak puas hati dengan orang ni, tak puas hati dengan orang ni kan, kalau tukar-tukar group tu. Jadi that's why I stick to 4 to 5. Tapi once ada setengah-setengah group yang nak 3 ke apa because of tak ada choice kan, okay. Okay, these are about the course. You have this number ni is a outcome. Outcome from the course. The course intend to introduce concept and practices behind effective data representation. Why we say effective? Because different graph have different strength. So the choice of your graph is very important. Like parallel coordinate graph, dia untuk show relationship. If you're talking about scatter plot tu dia lebih kepada grouping. You want to see group. This data fall within first tier, second tier dalam group-group dia tu. Then you can see outlier dia duduk celah-celah sana. So different graph have different strength and reporting technique. So reporting technique pun ada berbagai-bagai genre. Ada persuasive, ada motivation, ada fakta, facts. Jadi you have to choose the right one, the effective one. Depends on your objective lah. Kalau your objective adalah untuk persuade people ambil tu vaksin tu, ambil vaksin persuade, maybe you show different graph. Maybe cara you tulis report tu is a persuasive type of report. You cannot buat fakta. Kalau fakta tu selalunya about sale, company sales. Company nak tunjuk dia untung, dia rugi. That one facts, fakta saja, not persuasive. That's why effective. Effective mean must choose the right one. This course explore current data representation. Maksud dia yang ada sekarang ni lah, there are many various type of graph. That is analyzed for the content, method and design strategy. Let's see the content, the method and the design strategy itulah. You analyze them so that you understand these various type of graph for your future usage. The objective is to provide students with analytical tools. This is analytical tools. I know because when we say analytical tools, it means you also have to analyze. You have to do a lot of analysis in this class, and that is the part where students are very weak. From my experience, you are very weak in analysis skill. Most of the time, we don't want to analyze. People cakap macam tu, ikut je lah. Dr. Zainura cakap, kalau parallel coordinate, pakai je untuk relationship between data. Okay, itu aja. You dare not argue with me, you dare not analyze, you dare not critique me. Okay, so that is what we are trained to be this way. Not to say you all are, I pun, my generation lagi teruk. Everything is about memorize. We dare not argue with a teacher and so on. Okay, your generation dah ada lah kebat-kebat tu semua kan. Tapi we still need more on this. And then we are talking about IR 4.0. We semua dah tukar tau sebenarnya. Subjek ni tak tukar. You are very lucky sebab subjek ni memang tak tukar, memang dia dah analysis, dia dah analyse daripada awal lagi. Actually I design this course actually memang dari awal lagi I go for analysis. Now semua dah tukar. I tell you, master, student, subject semua dah tukar, go for this kind of analysis. We cannot go old method of study anymore. Like you talking, we see our exam. I tak boleh bagi you exam style yang what is this, what is that, what is this. Kalau I bagi you, semua akan copy paste sahaja. Tak boleh. So how I'm going to assess your understanding? I do not know. I just know that you're good at cut and paste. Itu je. But are you really good at really understand? We cannot. Not just my subject. Because when we have ODL ni, last time we have a training, we change semua kind of soalan. Soalan pun semua dah tak boleh tanya dah. Yang direct tu, yang definition dah tak boleh tanya. We have to ask about apply. So apply this IR 4.0 lah. We are moving towards that now, 4.0 too. We want to have a different student, have different capability. Bukan setakat tahu sahaja, tahu itu, tahu ini, tahu itu, no. We want you to able to solve problem. When you want to solve problem, you have to analyze. Given a problem, you have to analyze and solve it. Itulah sebenarnya. And honestly, I'm telling you, test 1, test 2, usually students are not doing very well because the test lah, not just my test actually dah kena move dah. Because it's all about itulah analyze but you will earn mark in assignment and your project. Assignment and project. Okay, you don't worry because test pun baru 30% kan, takkan you dapat kosong kan. Somehow you dah dapat marker dah kat test tu, but not that high as compared to if we give you test yang definition tu. You will know kan, definition in the class pun, kalau class pun you don't, is a closed book kan, in the class exam pun, in the control environment pun, kalau giving definition you all memang boleh score kan. Itu no problem. When applied, itu masalahnya. I tanya soalan lain, you bagi soalan lain, you bagi jawapan lain. The reason is because you dah memorize that jawapan, but that jawapan does not answer my question. So, that's why I say analytical tools too, we are going to use Power BI. Power BI, and you have this analysis ability so that you can design, assist you in design process and representing data and reporting information. With your analysis skill, analytical skill tu, you can design, you tengok graph tu, you can extract information from the graph, you know how to twist the graph, how to pusing-pusingkan the graph, tengok from this angle, tengok from that angle, to gain, to extract knowledge from the angle. And these are the things that we're going to cover. Of course, general what is data representation, purpose, context. You're going to see collect data collect data. Before you collect data, you need to know what the user want. You tak boleh sebarangan collect data, right? Your collect data must have purpose, must have objective. And then who give you the purpose objective? Of course your client, kan? Orang yang need the knowledge tu. Because as an example kan, is giving you. Tak apalah nantilah nanti dalam kelas I explain more. These are all about graph. You have hierarchical type of graph, relational, trend, spatial, temporal and textual. And for your information, nampak ada sikit kan kat sini kan. Tapi dalam ni dia pecah lagi, pecah. There are many types. And then of course storytelling. We call it storytelling. This is the genre that people use for data science. When they say storytelling, it means the content or the hidden knowledge hidden behind the data, behind the graph. So make sure you know storytelling. This storytelling is not novel. It's not Korea pop punya movie ke apa ke. No K-pop semua tu no. Storytelling here is about data, the story behind the data. Because your data can be what? Thousands, millions of row. But this data, what is the data telling you? Then they call it storytelling. These are the genre or the terminology used. And then current issue, we see there are many issues. Why we say many issues? Because data are big. When data are big, many issue, you will see. Maybe not you, some of your friend bila nak run the data tu, you take a few minutes baru keluar graph. Graph tak keluar. Sebab the rendering tu take so long. And then I tell the student tak apa, you just take sample sahaja. The data is from January to December, tak apa, you take the first quarter sahaja. The first 3 months sahaja. Sebab kalau take data from one whole year, processing to become very slow. So that's why these are all the issues lah. And then let's see assignment dulu memanglah kan dalam lab, dalam kelas we have 3 assignment. But for ODL we only have 1 assignment, 30%. And then your project 40%, group test 15% and 15%. Okay. And then this one no longer valid lah no longer valid. Nanti I give you. These are the books, but I tell you books are very expensive. Even the soft copy punya kan yang they just give you the password and then you can just go to their drive and you just read the whole of your life lah. You boleh baca lah. Itu pun I beli pun dah dalam dekat 300 tau, 200 lebih. Kalau you beli hardcover pun 300 lebih. So buku memang mahal-mahal. And then most of the time we do research lah, maksudnya we Google je lah. We Google sahaja. And these are all the skill that we want from you. Like I say, this is the outcome kan, explain information ni. LO7 is 7 here. Information management and lifelong learning. Lifelong learning. Lifelong learning. What we're trying to tell you is that this course is actually foundation je. Basic je pun, this class. And this class can be taken by anyone, not just for FSKM. It can be taken by FSG, Sains Gunaan, Engineering, Sains Sukan, siapa saja, whoever lah can take this course. That's why this course does not have like what you learn. We make it general. We don't make it like you are computer science, you are IT, you are IS. What you have learned, semua tu semua tu tak ada. We not really make use of that because this class can be used by anyone. Business people, kalau you bagi system development life circle tu, dia pun tak tahu. You bagi DFD diagram, dia pun tak tahu apa benda tu. You give them flowchart, dia pun tak tahu apa flowchart. So that's why we don't make use of that. We make it just like a business slide lah, business look sahaja. You can use diagram, but your own diagram. Okay. And then what we give you basic. Later on, if you want to go for advanced, you can study master. You dapat 5-6 kan, you can go study master, take data science. Itu then only you go drill down more detail. We tak ada study macam machine learning ke. Sebenarnya Power BI bagi je tu semua tu, but we are not going to use that level. You talking about machine learning, business people dia pun tak tahu apa tu business machine learning tu. You're talking about statistic, induction lah, regression lah, apa lah semua kan, standard deviation ke apa semua, dia might not know or they might know. But since this class is for basic sahaja, we don't teach that one. You will teach that when you study master, advanced, or since it's lifelong learning, you can always continue study this course by going through online courses. Dia banyak online courses, you bayar RM50 kan, then they will teach you more. So the level is, that's why I say this subject so far tak ada lagi fail lah. As long as you hantar semua requirement, you pass. Tapi kalau you tak hantar tu bad lah, you tak hantar assignment 30 markah kan. You tak ambil, you tak buat projek 40 markah kot. Then itu I cannot help lah sebab you tak hantar kan. And then soft skill lah, oh ya lagi satu ini LO3. 3 ni thinking and scientific skill. We want you to do thinking, analytical skill tu yang I cakap tu. This class is memang about analytical skill. For you to analyze which I tell you, usually student cannot analyze. You can just accept saja apa orang cakap. Orang cakap ni ya, orang cakap ni ya, orang cakap ni ya. Itu je. You punya analyze tu tak ada. So that's why we want you to build this through this class. Through this semester, build this analytical skill. How to build? Because this class tak ada right and wrong. You just justify je lah kenapa you buat macam tu. Kalau I katakan kenapa you pakai tudung biru, dia tak ada right and wrong. You justify je. Oh, it's my skin dark, my skin fair. Okay, my complexion, muka I panjang, muka I bulat. I tengok, you just justify lah. That is what we call it analytical skill tu. Tak ada right and wrong. As long as you can justify. Demonstrate good managerial skill. This one, apa kat sini? LO8. 8 sini. Ni. Management. Management and entrepreneurship. Your course ni you tak boleh lari. Dia memang business people will definitely use this. Business people nowadays, they want to analyze their customer, they want to analyze their production. So everything deal with data. And then they might hire you. Once they hire you, you have to present. You have to present the data to them. Okay, let me give you one example. Last time, sebelum COVID ni lah, we have practical student dekat Putrajaya, and I go and visit this student. Masa tu ada 4 student, tapi these 2 student dia buat this with this company, but company lain, company berbeza. Dah sejam dah berlalu okay, I go and visit this company. Company dia kecil je. Company yang satu building, and then dia ambil satu bilik. Lepas tu ruang tamu tu share dengan company-company lain. They have like this kind of company. Baru I tahu, exist like this. Macam you sewa rumah, you sewa bilik, tapi ruang tamu sharing, kitchen sharing, toilet sharing kan. Macam tu. Tapi this one for business. Dia ada office dia satu, tapi besar lah office tu, tak adalah kecil kan. Dia ada beberapa staff kat situ. Dalam 7-8 orang jugalah kat situ. Quite big lah. Satu bilik, dan sebelah tu satu bilik, tapi dia punya meeting room semua sharing, dia punya pantry sharing, semua macam tu. So I say, and then pintu masuk pun ada security, semua sharing lah. Very very kind of, a new concept lah. And then you see staff tak ramai, tapi what they do ialah, this my student, yang I go and visit tu, dia cakap dia kena handle untuk MSU. Sebenarnya MSU is a university kan, tapi dia sendiri pun sub. Dia sub dia marketing department tu. Dia tak suruh lecturer dia ke student dia buat, tak ada. Dia sub aja to this this company. This company develop a website. And monitoring the website punya, kata visiting. Siapa yang visit, from which, because your IP tu kan, from your IP tu dia boleh tahu you visit from where. Jadi dia tengok login tu, log semua tu, dia tengok benda tu je. And then what they do ialah, every month, one month, they have to collect this log tu, produce a graph, and then go and present to MSU, marketing department tu. What they analyse ialah, okay, from this website, berapa ramai orang klik this button. Button tu mungkin cost lah, mungkin cost marketing ke, ataupun cost dia ada medik kan, cost medik ke, ataupun cost nursing ke, bio ke. Jadi cost mana selalu, bila klik tu maksud dia about that cost lah. And then they also keep track of how long you ponder satu screen tu. Kalau di screen you tunduk lama, maksud dia your interest is more towards that one. Jadi dia study itu je, dia study user tu, user experience, user, inside their website, user visiting semua tu. Dia study itu sahaja. And then dia produce graph. And then graph dia, of course lah, graph yang you belajar dekat high school je lah. Yang dia buat pie chart, bar chart semua. So I kata kat dia, you better continue your study, take data science. We have master for this course kan. So that you are more canggih lah. And then dia, tugas dia adalah buat report. Dia buat report. Tapi dia tak ada background, of course lah. Sebab kan dia pergi training tu, the boss train lah dia. Train dia how to write the report, dia pun buat semua report, buat PowerPoint. Kerja dia buat PowerPoint. Ambil graph tu letak, lepas tu tulis sikit. Ambil graph ni letak, tulis. And then bagi to the boss. Then the boss will touch up. The boss will present every week. Then dia pun ikut sekali, dia kata. So this is what it mean lah. Data analytic, you cannot run lah. And then people using your data macam kita pakai Google Meet ni kan. You ingat dia orang tak collect ke data, berapa participant, how long, mungkin dia pergi eardrop, dengar it's about education, this one is about meeting. And then when you record kan, you want to download, bila you record nak save tu, you ingat dia tak save satu copy kat dia ke? Memang dia bagi you a copy, dia pun save satu copy, then they analyse. And then what they analyse, they are finding they sell to people. Sometimes they just give raw data, they just sell the raw data. Okay, I give you one example. I have a friend. This friend, there is investor, dia nak buka, sekarang ni kan banyak like macam tu. They call it Speedmart kan, Speedmart. Now Speedmart tu macam dah jadi trending kan. This one few years before Speedmart tu macam bercampur-campur sekarang ni. Before that, a few years back, I think like 6-7 years ago, dia orang dah study dah. So how they do ialah dia buat apps. Bila dia ask my friend ni lah kan, my friend company ni to buat apps. So dia buat apps ni adalah spending habit. Spending habit ni tapi dia tak tanya lah spending habit. Dia kata okay, we want to analyze, we give you this app, you analyze your own spending habit. Dia cakap lah, the advantage to us. Tapi secretly, dia main purpose ialah to collect data. Jadi dia bagi app ni. So my friend say, oh kebanyakan Cina je yang pakai app ni. Dia kata orang Melayu tak pakai app ni sebab orang Melayu tak planning, tak organize their spending habit. Dia kata orang Cina ni, dia kata very. You see how they know Melayu Cina? India. Sebab siapa yang download app tu. Siapa sahaja yang download app tu dia dah tahu. And this app of course lah link to their server. This kan link to their server. Jadi dia dah collect, dia dah tahu dah. Lepas tu whatever you spend, dia masuklah. Okay, hari ni I beli ni, I beli ni. Dia adalah gadget-gadget dia. Lepas tu dia give more other assistant to you. Like as an example, psychologically ke, spending habit ke, how to manage your money ke. Semua extra information yang memang as an end user, I nak lah benda ni, I nak pakai lah app ni so I can manage. And then they can give you report. You banyak beli macam Maybank kan, macam I Maybank, credit card. Dia akan cakap, you banyak beli, dia bagi you report, banyak beli benda-benda yang macam food ke, banyak beli gadget-gadget stationery ke, berapa persen, dia akan bagi. Dia akan cakap, sama, this app pun macam tu, dia akan cakap, your spending habis dekat mana, kat stesen minyak ke, dekat mana ke, and then yearly, dia bagi. But actually they are collecting the data. And this data, this company hire them, you nak hire sikit-sikit ke, hire kadang-kadang ratusan ribu. 500, 600 ribu. So this company want this data for their strategic planning. You nampak tak? So that is, I'm telling you, is also this one lah, management and entrepreneur skill. I'm telling you, this is already a knowledge for you. And then we also have a soft skill. Soft skill ni we Malaysia baru nak start this one. Orang lain dah lama dah benda-benda ni. Let's say lah IR 4.0 kan. We want to move you all to not just hard skill ni yang you tahu itu, you tahu ini, but soft skill ialah human skill lah ni. Human skill kalau dulu-dulu dia panggil apa EEQ. EEQ bukan sekadar IQ but EQ. IQ tu of course lah you're intelligent. EQ tu inilah soft skill semua ni. So that's why the class is also about ni, bahagian ni. It's also about soft skill. So you jangan terkejut tau kalau dalam kelas I bagi you macam-macam about soft skill. Soft skill learning outcome. We want SS5. SS5, lifelong learning jugalah. But soft skill, it mean that can you go and dig out information? Kalau you tak pandai, that is fail lah your soft skill. Kalau yang last ni, 6, leadership and your entrepreneur skill. Kalau you tak pandai, you will fail lah. Entrepreneur skill kan, maksud dia orang bisnes ni sometimes dia kreatif je. Dia does not have to read from the book. Creativity you semua tu. Okay, S1, critical thinking skill ni. Boleh tak you solve problem, bagi masalah you tak boleh solve. You macam terkonteng-konteng tak reti nak solve. Ada masalah in a group, do not know how to manage your group. Ataupun you as a team player cannot be a good team player. Asyik nak gaduh je, asyik nak keras kepala je. Last time ada je yang cakap, okay, buat meeting tak nak datang. Orang dah clearkan dah, this is what is our objective, we dah clear apa kita nak buat. Lepas tu masuk week kedua baru dia masuk meeting. Bila masuk meeting, itu nak tukar, ini tak agree, itu tak agree. Lalas group semua mengamuk, cakap dengan I, we don't want her. It's a her. And then they say they want to kick her out. Okay, lalas dia buat seorang-seorang. I tell you. This is all soft skill problem. Ni tak cannot be a team player. Cannot be a team player. Oh, I tell you honestly, I study dekat America dulu. 30 years ago, people dah buat dah benda ni. Kat Malaysia datang 30 tahun kemudian baru nak sampai Malaysia. Kalau you talking about Jepun, Jepun pun dia daripada kecil lagi budak dia 6 tahun, before they start learning reading and writing, they go for soft skill first. Ajar how to be disciplined, how to take care of themselves, how to take care of their classroom, how to take care of your friend. You tengok kan kalau you Google mesti you jumpa punya lah, indirectly, accidentally people send you pun you jumpa kan. How the children serve their friend, okay? They will prepare the food for their friend, and then lepas makan another group pula do the cleaning, bertolak ansur, work in the group. Itu semua teach from small at 6 years old. Because to them, if you have a right attitude, you will be excellent. The rest will come automatically. I mean, you will learn easily. You will achieve, when you work in the group, achievement will be in your hand. Semua benda tu will fall. Okay, will directly fall into places. Tapi kalau you tak ada ni, attitude ni, I tell you, semua akan huru-hara. Masuk group pun buat problem. You dah lah, betul group tu memang marah. Dia kata, no dah lah tak nak datang meeting. Lepas tu, itu tak kena, ini tak kena. Kami nak stick to this one. Dia macam kacau-kacau dalam group tu. Tapi, dia orang tak nak. Okay, so soft skill fail lah tu. Maksud dia, you go anywhere pun orang takkan suka you. So, let me tell you, when I was in overseas kan, soft skill, dia punya konsep dululah, sekarang I tak tahulah, sekarang Amerika dah tak sama dah kan macam dulu. Kalau dulu dia already terap this one, soft skill ialah something like, they always go for attitude. To them it's not soft skill lah, to them it's attitude. Attitude come first before knowledge. Everything is about attitude. I kerja sekejap kat sana. Kalau bos nak marah, dia tak akan marah macam ni tau. Kenapa you bodoh sangat? Ini pun tak tahu ke? No. They will not say that. They will say, you have attitude problem. To them, everything is about attitude. You have attitude problem. Kenapa you tak pergi cari benda ni? Kenapa you nak menunggu orang? You tak tahu, you pergi cari. You do not know, you ask. Dia tak akan kata, bodoh sangat lah you. Ini pun tak tahu ke? No. They will not question your knowledge. To them, dia punya konsep senang. You do not know, I train you. Takkanlah you buat benda yang sama 6 bulan again and again, you tak pandai. Tapi kalau you ada attitude problem, you will bring it sampai mati. Sebab tu, in America, when they hire people, they always go for attitude. They don't go for knowledge. Knowledge, they can train you. That's why kalau you kerja, you tanyalah saudara mara you ke, abang-abang you ke kan, yang kerja dengan America company. America company ni kalau kat Malaysia ni, dia akan bagi you training. Dia tak macam China main company. China main company dia tak ada, dia perah you, training tak nak, keluar duit tak nak. You tak tahu, you pergi cari sendirilah, dia akan squeeze you kau. Itu China main company. Kalau America no. Dia akan give training. And then dia more humanity. Humanity semua ni soft skill lah. You in future pun sama lah. Kalau jadi boss tu janganlah tengking orang. Call the person. Itu semua soft skill. To my time lesson they call it attitude. You tahu orang tu ada masalah, orang tu buat salah. Jangan marah dia depan-depan orang. America they don't have that kind. If you buat macam tu, memang company tu kena saman. America dia memang suka saman orang. Tak kena sikit saman. Kalau you pergi restoran kata boneless fish ke, boneless chicken kan, tiba-tiba ada bone dalam tu, dan you tergigit, gigi you patah ke apa, ada saman you. Saman bukan sikit-sikit tau, juta. Itu memang berlaku masa duduk kat sana. Boneless, dia kata, kedai tu kata boneless chicken. Tiba-tiba ada bone kecil je pun, dia gigit patah je pun, gigi palsu dia kan, gigi apa, saman. Sana jangan sembarangan. Sebab tu dia very very particular about soft skills, about attitude. Jangan memalukan dia khayal ramai, dia akan saman you. Tapi different, kalau you has been identified as public figure, macam you are politician, you are artist, tak apa. Itu you cakap apa pasal dia orang pun, dia orang tak boleh saman you. Dia lain pula. Dia ada law dia. Tapi kalau setakat, you tengoklah dia orang boleh cakap macam-macam kan, ketawakan dia orang politician, ketawakan dia orang punya artis, that is different. Itu public figure. Tapi kalau personal macam I'm a lecturer, you a student, ataupun you are dentist, I'm a patient, itu boleh sama menyaman. Okay, so this is what I say, soft skill ni. Soft skill is very very important. Kalau kat America tu memang itulah attitude. From time to time I will tell you, attitude come first. Knowledge, if you have the right attitude, knowledge tu akan fall on it. Akan fall sendirilah, tersusun cantik je knowledge tu. You rajin, automatically you get the knowledge. Lepas tu kalau macam you treat people nice, people pun treat you nice. Of course, you layan orang baik, definitely people layan you orang baik. Of course lah ada exception, outlier kan. You treat 10 baik, 9 akan treat you tak baik, akan treat you baik. 1 tu outlier je lah, just ignore lah. Itu memang tak boleh bawa bincang lah, pergi mana pun memang masalah lah. Orang treat dia baik pun dia pijak-pijaknya orang. Lagi baik you, lagi dia take advantage. Itu don't bother. Yang 9 treat you baik. So you tenang. Bila you tenang, you nak study pun tenang. This all soft skill tau. Soft skill ni, that's why kalau you say negara maju, dia punya soft skill ni is very, kita Islam panggil akhlak. Akhlak tu sangat penting. Sebab tu kata, come back to akhlak lah, senang lah. Kalau kita go for Islam, we take akhlak. Sedangkan dia not Islam, masa saya duduk kat sana kan, saya selalu fikir dia orang ni kan baik, berakhlak, tinggi apa semua kan, tapi dia orang bukan Islam. Dia orang bukan Islam, tapi akhlak very mulia. Sama lah, ada satu pensyarah tu daripada Oxford. Dulu masa saya buat PhD kan, saya pergi Oxford. Saya pergi 2 minggu je, bukan saya study kat sana. Saya berguru dengan this one professor, Professor Min Chen. Lepas tu, bila balik Malaysia, okay, we invite this person datang sini buat talk. And then, since we suka sangat dia, we make him stay for 1 month tau kat Malaysia. Dia buat aktiviti dengan dengan FSKM for 1 month. Lepas tu, semua orang puji akhlak dia. Puji sangat akhlak dia, bagusnya dia, inilah Islam yang sebenar-benarnya. Dia sayang ilmu, tapi dia bukan Islam. Dia punya knowledge dia tu, dia nak share dia punya knowledge. Budi bahasa dia tu, exactly, itu soft skill lah. Budi bahasa dia semua tu akhlak lah, kita panggil akhlak kan. Sangat, tapi kita kata kalau dia convert dia jadi Islam perfect, semua Islam, ciri-ciri Islam dah ada pada dia. You see Oxford tau, pensyarah Oxford tau, orang yang sangat intelligent, sangat. Kalau you tengok dia makan, exactly lebih kurang macam Nabi Muhammad makan sikit aja. Kita makan, Masya Allah, kita pun tengok, ya Allah dia makan pun macam komplit dah lah. Pagi-pagi exercise sebelum datang, sebelum kita pergi ambil, selalu I yang pergi ambil dia. Masa tu I buat PhD. Kenapa I nak pergi ambil dia? Sebab dalam kereta tu, I boleh bersembang dengan dia, I boleh korek lagi knowledge dia, I boleh tanya dia itu, tanya dia ni. Sebab once dia dah sampai FSKM, dia dah sibuk dah dengan itu, dengan ini, dah orang lain nak tanya. Sampai supervisor ketawa kat I, dia kata, dia kata Zainura ni supir. Tak kisahlah supir ke apa ke, I tak kisah, janji I nak dia punya knowledge tu. Sebenarnya kan kita ada UiTM punya driver tu, ambil dia. Ambil hantar dia ada, tapi I selalu cakap dengan driver tu, tak apa, I hantar dia balik, tak apa, I hantar dia balik. Tak apa, I ambil dia. Sebab I want that moment. Sampai kawan-kawan I lain pun kan, macam kata, Zainura nanti I hantar Minjen dia balik dia orang pun not that advantage tu. Maksud dia dalam kereta hantar dia balik hotel tu, tanya. Inilah dikatakan soft skill, attitude. You berusaha. Bukan nak, soft skill ni lah yang kita nak terapkan to you all in my class. Ni tak nak lagi dah yang, memanglah knowledge tu knowledge. Soft skill tu, sebenarnya soft skill come first. Like I say, if you have the right attitude, everything will follow. We follow dengan betul je lah, di tempat yang betul. Okay. And kalau you pergi overseas, you akan realize they are very, very nice people. Macam I memang study overseas. So my husband not. So when we go and visit, last time we go UK. I go UK 2 kali lah. First masa I study, lepas tu I go second time. Itu vacation lah. Masa I go second time tu, I bring my husband. I go with my husband. And then my husband pun kata, kat sana memang beza lah. Memang beza rakyat sana. Macam I pakai topi, lepas tu topi I terbang. And then people go and take and nice. Very nice lah. Dia tengok sampai anjing pun very nice. I tell you, my husband kita duduk kat park, dia tengoklah perangai anjing kat sana. Masya Allah, anjing kat sana tak sama macam anjing kita. Anjing kita nampak orang buhur-buhur, anjing sana tak ada. Dia bak pun tak ada sebab di train. Anjing tu pun di train. Kita duduk kat park, anjing tu tak kacau. Dia datang dia main-main yang kecil-kecil, anjing comel-comel. Husband ketawa je tengok anjing-anjing kat sana. You'll be surprised. Kalau you got a chance ataupun siapa-siapa yang dah biasa kan, father, mother you dah study overseas dulu kan, you recall balik. Is it true what I'm saying? It's true.
Lepas tu dia suruh
Okay.
tengok komen kat bawah.
So this
Dia
is a
dapat
soft
video
skill.
ni,
Soft
dia
skill
bagi
bila
dia
human tu
attention
bagus
semua.
kan, tak tahulah Allah tu jadi macam
Semua
mana kan.
bagi ayat-ayat padu mat.
Anjing-anjing pun jadi baik
panjang
macam tu.
babi lah. Sampai aku
Well trained.
satu baris.
Sebenarnya my daughter lah, I tell you. My daughter ialah
babi.
study medic.
Aduh,
Study medic. My daughter is in Ireland. My daughter pun macam your age je. My daughter is 24 years old. My boy is 22 years old. I have 2 children. Okay, now soft skill keluar kan. Soft skill. This is all soft skill that I'm teaching you. I'm telling you. You will be surprised. I have this. Okay. So she told me. She said, "Mommy, actually genetic tu got memory.
Nama yang saya suka kena jadi kelas
Genetic tu got memory. Because dia dah study kan. Dia ada beberapa generation. Macam banyak generation tu. Genetic tu ada memory. Sebab tu kalau dalam Islam dia kata bila you nak kahwin, you kena tengok keturunan. Memang Islam cakap keturunan, tapi sebenarnya Allah suruh kita cari kenapa. Kalau macam ustaz dia cakap macam ni. Kalau you ni keturunan yang macam ulama-ulama ke apa-apa, dia kata cucu-cucu tu kan insya-Allah akan jadi baik-baik apa semua sebab doa. Dia kata sebab doa. Ustaz cakap sebab doa, tapi benda yang samalah sebab doa. Tapi sebenarnya memanglah doa tu kan. Tapi genetik tu dia ada memory, dia akan turun. Memory. Sebab tu you tengok China, walaupun dah berapa generation duduk kat Malaysia, dia sama juga. Very hardworking, very ini. Sebab apa tau? Genetik keturunan dia daripada China yang surviving tu. China yang datang ke Malaysia tu dia are survivor. They have to survive. You bayangkanlah, datang negara orang, tak tahu, they take the risk. Kan nak datang Malaysia, take the risk, tak tahulah mati hidup, tak tentulah. Tapi janji datang jugalah, take the risk lah. Untuk mencari satu kehidupan yang baru, lepas tu susah, surviving semua. That genetic tu lah turun. Sebab tu you tengok China, they very good with money. Dia sangat kedekut. Oh, China sangat kedekut you. You tak tahu. I tahulah. I will tell you why I know very well. Kan China sangat kedekut, sangat. Surviving skill very high. You bagilah apa kat dia, dia can survive. Susah macam mana, dia can survive. Sebab apa tu? Genetik tu ada memory dia turun. Sama lah kata anjing tu. Anjing dia orang ni pun kan, bila dah ditrain, mak bapak dia orang dah ditrain, bila dia lahirkan anak, genetik tu. Anak dia pun jadi macam, dia tak kacau orang, dia gelagat dia, kelakar lah, dia macam tipu tuan dia. Kita tengok pun kelakar, dia tipu tuan dia sebab dia nak masuk dalam, ada pool kat situ, dia nak terjun dalam pool. Tuan dia baling ball kat dia kan, dia tangkap ball tu, lepas tu dia lari-lari, dia masuk dalam pool. Konon-konon ball tu jatuh dalam pool. Sebab first time ball tu jatuh dalam pool, dia terjun dalam pool. Lepas tu dia ambil bola tu keluar. Jadi bila tuan dia baling-baling lagi, dia pergi, dia sajalah, dia macam naughty-naughty dia kan. You see, so cute. Different daripada anjing kat Malaysia ni. Ya Allah, you tengok kan. Nak cerita pun I tak tahu. Macam walaupun dia kecil-kecil, dia lari. Tapi dia tak pergi pun kepada seorang pun dia tak pergi. Dia tak akan pergi, orang yang duduk kat situ, seorang pun dia tak pergi kacau. We sitting there kan, duduk lama kat situ, we makan-makan kat situ. So that is genetic lah, genetik tu. Sebab tu I cakap, kalau you nak anak you baik, you jadi baik. Sebab nanti genetik itu akan turun ke anak you. It is like that one lah. You boleh nampak lah kalau satu keturunan tu kan keluarga dia macam huru-hara, semua huru-hara. Daripada mak, daripada anak, daripada cucu, semua. Kalau you tengok keluarga ni baik, you akan nampak. Mak dia baik, anak-anak dia baik, cucu-cucu dia semua same species. You akan nampak benda tu. Itu genetik kan. I'm talking about genetik. Come back to soft skill. You nak keluarga you, anak-anak you baik, you will change your attitude. Ni attitude ni. Tak ada benda yang baru. Semua ni benda Islam je. Cuma nama aja lain. Okay. Mana dah pergi ni. Nama aja lain tapi sebenarnya it's all come back to Islam. No, Islam nombor satu. Islam nombor satu. Yang dia orang ambil ni semua memanglah dia kata soft skill, dia adopt je. Tapi kalau you ambil yang Islam is complete. Kalau manusia cipta-cipta ni dia tak complete. Dia ada je tak kena sana, tak kena sini kan. Tapi we masyarakat yang semua tak ambil hak Islam lah kan. We tak ambil hak Islam. We semua suka ambil hak Mak Saleh. Apa Mak Saleh cakap, we ambil. Ini semua Mak Saleh cakap, kita ambil. So you as a leader in future, adopt kan. You have your own company, you are supervisor, you are manager in certain company. You change your company punya setting slowly sikit pun tak apa. Jadikan Islamic punya environment. Then your life will be easier. Soft skill ni lah. Everything will fall on the right part tu. Dia akan fall nicely. You kerja pun akan fall nicely kalau you amalkan benda-benda ni. Macam tengok Rosham Noor kan, dia punya pekerja dia setiap hari apa tak tahu, dia akan mengaji, dia akan panggil ustaz mengaji, ajar mengaji. Ada satu time tu saya tengok ustaz tak datang, dia yang mengajar dia orang mengaji. You tengok how dia terapkan konsep-konsep Islam tu dalam company dia. Rosham Noor tu kan yang dia pun ada speak mic dia kan. Rosham Noor tu, you tengok, these are the things lah I'm telling you. Soft skill you cannot run away. IR 4.0 memang we akan go for soft skill. See, panjang lebar I bercerita kat you because you are young. You are young and then you are future leader. I dah hujung-hujung dah, tak ada apa dah. Future leader, you nak manage your family, you nak manage your company, you nak manage Malaysia. We go lah for this. Ini pun lebih kurang lah. These are all about testing. How we going to test you? Cognitive thinking, psychomotor tak ada, affective. Affective tu more emotion lah. So big one kat sini lah yang I cakap tu. Ni semua ni kan. When we say affective ni adalah semua. You bayang kalau kita nak buat benda ni, pingsan. Semua benda-benda ni we don't buat suka-suka tau for your course. Semua ni hantar ke Ministry of Education. Ministry of Education tak approve, balik buat correction sampai approve. Okay, cognitive ni adalah more on thinking, brain and so on lah. And then we will do it for assignment. Itu yang maksud dia. When we go for psycho ni, ni kan affective ni, then we will test you on this one lah. Dia adalah mapping dia. So testing you all for design. That I say applied. Your test is applied. That's why I say test usually student does not score high because it's applied. It is more on analytical. Assignment you will score because it's on to explain. Ni management skill everything ni semua you also will score. Ini aja. But try to change lah. Try to improve yourself. Sikit pun tak apa. Nanti you start working, you change lagi. This is all that is like analytical skill tu. Okay, that is about this. SOW. After the class 230 I dah cakap kan. Please entry form. But I have to say siap-siap, nanti I lupa. Next week I want to check entry form. Please do now. This week masih lagi tak ada apa-apa sangat. And then you boleh tengok lah. Week 1 apa we buat, introduction to data, representation guideline, choosing correct method and so on. Today you cari title dulu. And then nanti tengok lah. Ini assignment submission week 4 Sebab dulu kita memang buat ujung-ujung tapi tak boleh dah. You are very stressed ujung-ujung. Especially 5 and 6. You ada project kan. And then for part 6, 230 I tahu you ada 3 ke 4 kan project submission. Database, project. Semua subjek ada project. Jadi terlampau banyak. Dan week 4 or week 5 lah. Next week I give you soalan Test we buat minggu ke-6. Usually I buat minggu ke-7 tapi ODL ni tak boleh. I buat minggu ke-6. Because I tak nak clash with other subject Then you all become very stressed. I kesian sangat tengok you all yang stress ni. Sebab we banyak isu. Student yang tak boleh cope, student yang terpaksa take study khas, student yang see psychiatrist pun banyak. Last semester kan ada 2 student meninggal kan.
Betul.
Betul. Ada lepas student meninggal tu, I tell you, dulu I buat test dalam kelas memang 2 jam. And then lepas pada ODL ni, I buat 2 jam. Tapi dia orang push my third exam tu, my second exam tu, test tu ni kepada 3 jam. Last semester memang I buat 3 jam. Lepas tu bila student tu meninggal, I jadi sangat takut ada student meninggal kan. Dia ambil exam 3 jam and malam. Then people question, kenapa ambil 3 jam? You don't blame lecturer tau. You don't blame lecturer. I memang buat 2 jam sebab I tahu mana boleh buat 3 jam. Lepas tu dia orang yang push. Dia ada community tau. Bukan I sebarangan tau. Kita buat benda-benda bukan sebarangan. I submit to this community JSU. And then community ni cakap, oh tak boleh. Kalau you nak bagi markah sekian, you kena buat 3 jam. Push. Sampai I kena buat 3 jam. Honestly, this semester I tak nak. I akan buat 2 jam ataupun 2 jam setengah. Sebabnya kalau anything happen to you, to my student, I trauma the rest of my life tau. I tak boleh. I rasa macam I cause you all macam tu. Jangan. So that's why in this class, kalau you ada masalah ke apa, please come and talk to me. Because you are ujung-ujung ni kan, nanti bulan 12 nanti musim hujan. Last time I have, sama jugalah bulan Oktober punya batch kan. Dia tak hantar assignment semua, so I call, I tanya kenapa. Dia pun tak cari I. You jangan buat macam tu tau. You come. So I call, dia kata oh dia tak boleh buat sebab banjir. Bila banjir dia kena dihantar ke pusat tu. Pusat yang, orang panggil pusat apa sekolah tu kan. Pusat apa, penempatan sementara tu kan. Macam tu kan kat sekolah. Dia kata kat situ tak ada internet. Dia tak boleh buat assignment. I kata kenapa you tak cakap kat I? Kenapa? Sometimes dia orang pun dah stress. Bila jadi macam tu, they themselves dah stress. Bila stres nak cakap dengan orang pun tak nak. Orang stres ni dia tak nak jumpa orang tau sebenarnya. Dia tak nak jumpa orang, dia nak be alone. Jadi nak bersembang orang pun dah ni. So I kata tak apa, I kata you buat juga daripada you tak dapat apa kan. Buat juga. At last dia pun buat. Dia pun lepas tu dia dapat good mark lah kan. Then dia kata thank you doktor, thank you madam. A few macam tu kan. Lepas tu ada lagi satu sama juga. Masa tu mula-mula ODL kan. Mak dia kena buang kerja. Dia dah lah single mother. Mak dia tu single mother, dia pula anak tunggal. Jadi bila mak dia kena buang kerja, masa tu tadika, mak dia kerja tadika. Dia kata tak ada sumber pendapatan. And then mak dia tua, ingat nak kerja, cari-cari kerja senang ke? Tak boleh sebab orang tua kan, siapa nak kan. Jadi dia kata dia have no choice, dia kena kerja. Dia memang kerja, lepas tu dia memang tak datang kelas, tak datang kerja, you tahu lah kan. At least 8 jam tu daripada pukul 8 sampai pukul berapa tu dah kelas. So I kata tak apalah, I dah buat record ni, you dengar balik record I. Recording I tu kan, please saya kata dengar balik recording I tu. Sebab kelas selalunya ada recording, masa first ODL tu semua I record. I kata you dengar balik sebab banyak kekangan. Masa tu I record sebab not every student can masuk kelas. Ada yang nak share komputer dengan adik lah, dengan mak lah, dengan apa lah semua kan. Satu komputer je, satu family. So I record, I say you sweet time pergi dengar balik. Jadi dia pun okay, dia pun lulus. So I say banyak kekangan, just come and talk to me. We lecturer, not just my subject, we lecturer memang nak help you all. We memang memahami apa your office. Jangan kata lecturer tak simpati, sebabnya we are very very simpati dengan you all. Sebab tu we try to ease your way. And then project presentation we buat week 9 dan 10. Test week 11. Selalunya I buat week 12, now I push cepat sikit. So that this one you will learn. Even though I tak test you, but it's still lifelong learning. We consider as lifelong learning. Eventually nanti you start kerja pun you still have to dig out, you still have to upgrade yourself. Computer environment kan, you can never stick to that one knowledge. You kena keep on. After 2 years je things are changing. After 2 years are changing. I dah, you tahulah, dah dekat 30 tahun dah in this area kan, you tahulah. Dah berapa banyak programming language. Daripada Pascal sampai ke sampai sekarang ni semua tool base sahaja, library base. Zaman I dulu develop everything from scratch. Sekarang semua tarik je. You just have to know which library sahaja. Tak tahu tak apa, Google saja. Lambat information. Now generation are more searching, where to find it, the skill of searching, the skill of cari maklumat is not development so much dah. Okay, this is SOW. Inilah cakap to test, project, assignment satu assignment satu sahaja. And then let us see scoring rubric for your project. You boleh tengok lah how I give mark for your project. We ada this is the report. You boleh tengok lah ke atas report. And then management skill group does not mean you are a group member, you bukan manager, you bukan leader, you tak boleh score high. No. If you are, I will assess you differently. If you are manager, I will assess you differently. If you are team player, I will assess you differently. Sama je kan. Kalau project you cannot finish on time, something wrong with your project manager, and also something wrong with your team member yang tak bekerjasama dengan project leader. Ni presentation presentation nantilah dekat-dekat nanti I show you lah. It's a video video. Dulu present dalam kelas lah. Sekarang video and then these are sample sample of report. I tunjuk you. Since you are business, remember entrepreneur? Entrepreneur, you are manager. This one you cari je template Canva. I selalu tell my student cari Canva. Dia ada yang PC punya version. Ada phone punya version kan. Buat cantik-cantik. This one all got mark Bubuh gambar-gambar. Because I ni bukan kenal you all pun. At least towards the end I tengok lah muka-muka you all yang comel-comel ni. Buat lah cantik-cantik kan. Methodology. Nanti I brief you all lagi lah how to do this Lepas tu development, design. Ni graph lah. Graph. Daripada graph tu you analyse lah. These are the finding. You cerita lah finding you. What is the finding from this graph? This graph, these are the finding. Inilah you buat nanti. Kalau you kerja pun nanti you akan buat ni. I ada student, baru-baru ni je student tu cakap, thank you madam. I buat latihan industri, memang pakai benda ni and I ada knowledge kat sini, I so happy. Sebab bos dia bagi dia buat benda ni. And then of course lah, when you start working, you advance lagi lah. Okay. And then, this, I go for this one. This is another one. Okay. Topik yang sama ke ni? Kita tengok. Sebab different class ni. Movie analysis sama. Movie analysis streaming, ni bukan. Streaming platform. Okay, bubuh cantik-cantik. Research background. Okay. Lebih kurang macam ni lah Ni buat data, pre-processing data. Design. Student RS and IT, I think you get extra advantage because you all belajar kan. Student computer science tak ada. 230 you tak ada belajar macam pre-processing data semua tu tak ada. RS and IT ada, you ada tu. AI kan. AI subject tu, and then you ada belajar tu. Apa tu? Rapid minor, and then you belajar Waker. Student 230 tak ada benda tu. Tapi you nak pick up, you are in the same class kan. You can learn from each other. Waker semua tu kan senang je satu. Inilah keluarkan graph, explain about the graph. The finding. Okay. And then let's talk about your assignment. These are assignment. Assignment ni, okay. This is how I mark lah, 4/5 kan. 5/5, 1/6. Ni 1/6 ni selalunya kenapa tau? 2/10 ni, you cut and paste. You see I have 100 student tau, you class saja pun dah 60 tau. I have another group lagi kan, 100 student. Last semester I have 130 student. Kalau mula-mula I baca, I baca some new lah. And then honestly lah I tell you, I dah banyak semester kan. Kalau you cut and paste tu senang je. Dah banyak semester I tell you kan. So probably lah, assume lah, I jumpa satu benda yang baru. Benda yang baru ni I bagi you 5/5. And then later on, bayangkanlah kalau 100 student, the chances that another student will take the nota from the same website is very high. Jadi you pun ambil from the same website, lepas tu you letak. Then I baca second time, I ingat je. Sama je yang student tadi tu baca, automatically you tak akan dapat markah. Walaupun student yang pertama 5/5, you I bagi half je lah, 2.5 je lah. Macam tu, macam 1 point. Kadang tak menjawab soalan, nak tanya lain, jawab lain. Itulah Then, benda-benda tu and I tell you, you cut and paste, I can detect one, easily detect kan. Sebab benda yang repeat tu, I say you pun senang. You baca benda ni, macam dah biasa baca je ni, sama je bunyi dia. Itu cut and paste lah. What I want 30 markah kot. 30% tu, dan 30% tu takkanlah I nak bagi you semudah itu tu tak. Nak bagi you 30%. Definitely I want you to olah yourself, write your own, do your own analysis. When I baca, I say, it's fresh idea from you. So I can see that, this is your belief. This is you believe in this. This is your, you analyze. I bagi markah from your output. Tapi kalau you ambil orang punya, bukan you punya kan. Orang punya kan. Orang tu punya analisis. Kenapa nak bagi you punya markah? High mark to you. Kan? The output is from that person. Your job adalah cut and paste. Takkan aku cut and paste pun boleh dapat 30% very high kan. Logik lah. So that 30% tu is I want to see your thinking, your idea, your analysis. Bukan orang punya analysis. Orang tu yang sepatutnya get high mark, not you kalau you cut and paste. Itulah It's fair, fair. Don't say that, kenapa the first one dapat high, nasib lah kan. You pun does not just justify to me. Then you ask me, I have to justify to you. Maksud dia, I copy the other person pun, nasib lah kan. Rezeki dia. Anggap je rezeki dia. Sebab for me, it's simple. You tak justify to me, you are not being fair to me, I pun does not being fair to you. I'm not being fair pun, I bagi juga you separuh markah. I tak bagi kosong so far. Tapi rugilah kan 30% kat situ. Then nanti I will tell you lah what the assignment about. Okay. That's about assignment. Lagi nak ni course information dah. Entry form dah. Okay, project rubric pun dah. Okay, semua I dah brief lah you all. Complete dah. So again, the outcome from this course is the soft skill and also the hard skill tu. Hard skill tu the knowledge lah. Soft skill tu ialah how. Soft skill ni adalah different people different. Some people they are very good at communication. Some people pula they are very good. Dia communication dia tak pandai. Tapi bila dia buat kerja sangat cantik, sangat kemas. Ada je student macam tu tengok, dia bila cakap present dalam kelas dia tak pandai. Tapi bila dia mengarang, menulis cantik je. Susunan dia buat kerja very systematic, very structured. Itu kelebihan masing-masing lah kan, soft skill tu. Tapi kalau you tak pandai bercakap, you improve lah. Kalau you organize, you tak berapa pandai, tapi your soft skill in term of communication very good, you improve lah. Bahagian yang management skill tu, it's about improvement. It's not mean you cannot improve. Okay. Mana you all ni? Ini dah yang I cakap tadi tu, exercise from time to time. Ini dah. Okay. So remind you at the end of the class, dua benda lah class rep. This one you all boleh isi sendiri lah. You see your group and group member. Ini belum lagi, ini belum ada exercise lagi. Dah ada lah sebenarnya. Towards the end nanti I bagi you exercise. Satu, name of data set use. You can put the link. The link of the data set that you ambil ataupun you buat nama lah data set apa. Nanti I cakap dengan you. And then class rep, keluarkan I yang ni. Yang attendance tadi tu bukan attendance, list of IC SWOR tu. I nak yang IC SWOR tu. Macam ni data set use. Okay. Dia bawa itu data set yang dia mau pakai. Telco customer churn. Ini data set dia. Alamak. Data set dia kat sini. Ini first. Today exercise ini saja dulu Ini sahaja dulu. Nanti you buat yang ni kan. Nanti please do this one. Mana ni? Nanti you buat this one. And then week 1 week 1, 11 October, I take Monday. Week 1 I ialah Monday lah. Even though your class on Wednesday, tapi I take Monday. Monday first week, and then you bubuh lah name and then name of data set use lah. Bubuh lah kat sini. Okay, for your first assignment ialah find your group. Okay, find your group and then fill in this form and then find data set. You're doing lab, you have to present to me data apa you pakai. Your lab ada yang petang ni kan, pukul 2. First group pukul 2 nanti, you just, kalau you tak jumpa lagi, you just say, tak apalah, aku faham kan yang belah petang ni, kesian untuk you kan, tak ada chance kan, itu I faham lah. Yang tomorrow dengan Friday tu, you carilah you cari, you letaklah kat sini. Like I say, data tu memanglah you cari daripada Kaggle je. Dulu memang I suruh data student cari data original. But the problem when cari data original, sometimes ni kawan-kawan I ni daripada pensyarah-pensyarah daripada fakulti lain ni, dia orang sibuk sangat. Bila dia orang sibuk sangat, student nak pergi ambil data, dia biasa like this. Minggu depan lah minggu depan. Then the student go, dia say, oh tak boleh lagi, I got meeting. And then sampai 3 weeks pun, student tak dapat lagi data. Jadi I say kesian is not fair lah to you all kan, because I don't want you to stress. Nanti ada masalah you cannot finish on time and so on. So now I just take from Kaggle lah. Take from Kaggle. Take from Kaggle pun janganlah you take yang macam very jumut punya data. Contohnya crime in New York. Kalau crime in New York, who going to use it? The only person who going to use it adalah in New York. Maybe government, dia punya mayor ke dekat New York going to use that data. So if you want to take like, we also have advantage. Example world COVID. Ataupun commit suicide rate among Asia. Because we are Asia. Even though there is no Malaysia, but Asia as compared to Western. Things like this that have related to us because we are Asia. If you can get data from Jabatan Perangkaan Malaysia, it will be very, very great. I give you extra bonus. If you can get data from Perangkaan Malaysia, maksud dia weather Malaysia, kemalangan Malaysia, ataupun you can get data lah, commit suicide rate among Malaysia, alcohol rate among Malaysian, ataupun accident that due to alcohol in Malaysia. About Malaysia punya setting, that will be great. I give you extra mark for that one. Because your effort to get that data is not easy. So I give you mark for the effort to get that data. Kalau Kaggle ni, you Google je. Google And then make sure you choose your data that got benefit lah to Malaysia setting. Itu sahaja about your assignment for this week, exercise for this week. Apa lagi yang cakap tak ada apa dah, itu sahaja. Okay? Yes, I will. I belum share lagi because I takut nanti I share you all tengok terkejut you all. Di ada kelas I dah share lah. Okay.
Excuse me, madam.
Yeah.
For the data set, do we have like a certain minimum data that we need? Like 1,000 or 10,000?
Good question. Sekejapnya I nak cari kat mana I punya ni.
Okay.
Sekejap ni. Saya tak jumpa dah you all ni. Mana you all ni? Sekejap nak. Okay. Okay. This one tutup dulu lah. This one tutup dulu. Okay. Ini you all. Stop presenting Okay. Today tak ada recording lah because it's just santai je kan. Google Meet, for next week onward, I will create Google Meet. You pray lah, I sempat nak masukkan nama-nama you all kan. Because I have to do it. You cannot do it for me. I have to do it myself. Kalau you all do it, you become the admin. When you become the admin, banyak thing I cannot do. When I become the admin, a lot of thing I can do lah. Yes. For database tu, make sure you have many columns. Many columns tu kalau different kalau science statistik dia call it attribute. Computer science we like to call it parameter. Attribute, parameter, column, make sure banyak. Bila column tu banyak, you can analyze banyak. And then I tell you honestly, sometimes student in the middle of the semester dia pun realise dan data tu tak boleh. Then dia baru cakap, madam can we tukar data sebab our data tu tak banyak finding. And I say yes, you can tukar je. In the middle of the semester pun tukar je, tak apa. So many column, when many column you can see a lot of data pun besar. So ni Kaggle ni data dia memang dah besar. Okay. 1000 and above tu is good enough. Kalau you cari too big pun ada je. Nanti you try lah. If too big, you just shorten kan lah dia. You take like example like I say kan. Like some student they say okay data are too big so we buang bahagian yang western. We just ambil yang Asia saja. Okay lah. Okay, nanti you main-main lah tengok. Kalau too big, your computer cannot support, then you buang lah sikit. Not everyone have canggih punya computer kan. That is not important. The important ialah you get a template. You understand these are the template to do data analysis and to do data representation. Itu je. And then when you work next time, you apply je lah template you tadi. Oh, now you have your company have a bigger server. Now data are bigger. Tapi template of doing it tu you dah ada. You go for bigger data. Reporting tu you dah tahu. Then you olah-olah balik lah. And then I give you reporting semua tu very basic yang very mudah punya tau. We are talking about reporting, there are many type of report. Nanti you dah tahu basic. Then you go your working environment next time. You tell lah adjust to meet the organization because different organization have different culture. If you see business report, they don't have structured like academic. Academic very structured. The whole world follow the same format, same. But when you talk about business, they have a same idea, but when they present it differently. The thing there, but macam movie, you see movie, some movie mula-mula dia cerita introduction, then towards the end. Some movie dia cerita ended dulu tau, dia cerita orang tu kena bunuh, baru dia start. 2 years earlier. Dia tengok. Kan? Tapi benda tu ada je, ending tu ada, cuma the ending dia put in front. Then only you understand, oh kenapa dia bunuh. Masa you tengok tu, kejamnya anak ni bunuh mak dia. Contohnya kan. Dia macam suspend, tak apa-apa anak ni bunuh ibu. Contoh. Then they say 2 years earlier. Then only faham, oh kenapa. See, macam tu lah kan, setengah pula. Dia cerita, sekali dia recall balik ke belakang. Sekali dia cerita, dia sambung cerita, dia recall balik. Macam pergi depan, pergi belakang. Pergi depan, pergi belakang. Pergi depan, pergi belakang. Asyik memory. Teringat. Sekali sambung balik. Sekali teringat dan eventually you faham the story. Kan? Macam tu lah. Business punya report macam tu. The benda tu ada. Tapi cara dia orang tulis tu berbagai-bagai. Sebab human ni kan very creative. And human berbagai-bagai. Kecuali akademik. Akademik, the whole world sama. You pergi present the whole world. You pergilah China ke, you pergi. Because I present paper. I present paper overseas and so on. Same je, same format je. Okay. Good. No final. Oh, you are very happy No final. Yes, this subject no final. That's why I say this subject actually kan very, kalau duduk dalam lab, very nice. I allow student to walk around. Because you walk, you go and see your friend, what your friend doing, and then if I go, because usually I assess in the lab. I masuk lab, I will go one group to one group. Then if I see, oh very good, I will go. Everybody come and see this group do a good job, and then you come and see. You learn from each other because everybody have different idea. Then you learn. Memang your idea. You say, oh, you might not take your friend idea, but you know, oh, someone can do like this. So that is a knowledge. You might not apply it in my class, you might apply it, you might take your friend's punya idea and apply it when you start working. At least awareness tu banyak. You say, oh macam ni pun boleh oh macam ni okay dia macam tu. Kalau in the lab lah, walk around, you see what your friend do. Definitely you tak akan copy punya because everybody different data set. Even though same data set pun you might use different graph. You might look from different angle. Contohnya you. Same you. If I collect data everything about you, but I want to say, I want to see physical appearance of you sahaja. Analyze physical appearance. Oh, rambut dia panjang, complexion dia putih, and then she like to dress kebaya. Her height is this one, and then her shoes is, she always wear pink shoes or pink kind of shoes. So same you kan. Other people, other group might see you differently. Oh, she is intelligent. You go for your education. Last time when she study from this, she scored this, and then she dropped out a little bit PMR, and then she raised back SPM. She get good score, all straight A's, and then she go to diploma, and then she excellent all about education. And then someone see you, might see you from different angle. Want to see you from your personality. Oh, she's a soft type. She don't talk much. She, your personality lah kan. Okay, and then she very helpful. But even though she very helpful, but she very a little bit conservative when it come to parents, come to family, come to this. When it come to a relationship with boyfriend, girlfriend, she also kind of conservative. But in terms of friendship, she outgoing. You see? Can see from different angles. So that's why you have user requirement. We want, nak tengok apa sebenarnya you ni. Satu data about you, we can see from different angle. Okay. Okay. 2 jam juga kita hari ni Tapi I start late just now kan. I start late sebenarnya I have to off my computer tadi. So sometimes kalau tak off komputer tu dia jadi lagging semua kan. Bila I off, semua yang setting yang I collect from previous class tu dah delete lah kan. Jadi I have to collect balik, I have to susun balik. Okay, any other question?
Doktor, I have a question. Kalau macam untuk dataset tu, kami guna dataset yang student sama lepas ada guna, boleh ke?
Boleh, tapi kan like I say lah, boleh, tapi janganlah at this moment, whatever you do, like I say kan, buat ikhlas kerana Allah. Everything come back to Islam. When you come back to Islam, everything will be fall nicely to its place. Maksud dia, walaupun orang lain dah guna data tu, you guna that data, tapi you tak meniru dia. Memang you buat sendiri. You tak ambil report dia, cut and paste ketul keluarkan. You tak akan buat, walaupun dia tu abang you, walaupun dia tu maybe you ada kan you ada abang ke sister ke from ataupun you ada cousin ke from different cawangan. You say, oh I might not know, tapi you tak akan buat benda tu. I tak tahu sebab kan itu different cawangan. Itu you dengan Allah lah. Maksud I macam tu. Sebab tu I say whatever you do in your life, nanti I cerita from time to time. I want the soft skill. This soft skill tu akhlak lah. Kalau Islam akhlak lah kan. It will take you very far. I tell you, it will take you very far. Kalau you ada akhlak yang betul, you tak payah risau. Benda yang Allah janjikan memang pasti. Allah tak akan mungkir janji dia. Jadi bila you ambil data tu, I believe in you. Kalau you nak tipu I, itu you dengan Allah. Tapi I dengan Allah ialah I percaya you. Sebagai orang Islam, I percaya another Islam. Sebagai pensyarah, I want to trust you. because I grow up in an environment yang people trust me. When I study in America, lecturer really trust us. Really trust us. I just want to share with you. I take sociology class. Amerika dia take berbagai-bagai kelas lah. Dia tak macam you all sini kan belajar jumut satu. We know, we computer science, we have to take other subject because we have to serve other department. You computer science definitely kan, computer science ke IT kan. You might design a system for businessman, you have to know business. You might design a system about medic, you have to know a little bit more medic. You might design a system or analyze data for geometrology apa semua tu kan. I took that subject tau. Study weather, study apa semua, I study snow. Kat sana America snow lah kan. Dia tak study hujan lah, dia study snow. Different type of snow. Kita kat Malaysia we know satu snow, everything we pukul rata. But when you are in America, we differentiate every single snow. Memang lah we say and then we have hujan batu. Hujan batu bunyi macam sedap kan. Tapi kalau you duduk sana dia batu tau. Jatuh kepala you, just imagine. Whilst you are driving macam nak luruh kereta you. Bung. Ke batu. Jatuh kereta you. So we study all that. So I study sociology. Because you might write a system for sociology. Psychiatrist, you might write a system for them. So we study semua. Drawing semua belajar you. History semua belajar. Sebab tu we study banyak. We tak macam you all study satu subjek 4 jam kan. We sama juga sibuk macam you all, tapi satu subjek 2 jam sahaja. We are more on non-face-to-face class. We have study on our own banyak as compared to face-to-face. We study lab. We tak ada lab tau. We study C++ ke programming semua teori. So you have to study lab tu, you have to go to lab and buat sendiri. Tapi of course lah dekat lab tu dia put macam student PhD ke, student master by research ke. Dia tolong tapi dia cannot help you much pun. Sebab kan different lecturer semua different kan. Basic dia boleh lah tolong you. Setakat tu je. You have to go to lab your own time lah. Itu je. Tak tahu tanya dia. Sometimes dia pun tak tahu, tak semua everything dia tahu. So we study many. You bayanglah 2 subjek. Sama macam you all ni tapi satu subjek 2 jam sahaja. Okay, so we study banyak. So this lecturer kan, I ingat lagi, dia ajar sosiologi. Bila belajar sosiologi is foundation lah because that is not my core subject. I study foundation. Macam you lah, data science kan, core foundation je. And then kelas 100 orang lebih. Macam itulah our D1, DS 1, 2, 3 lah. Dia orang kuliah kita kan DK 1, 2, 3 kita. 100 lebih orang. And then when during exam kan, exam dia objektif je, ABC je. Then distribute, then they say, okay, I will be having breakfast. Bawah tu cafeteria, downstairs. If you need me, I will be downstairs. Sebab dulu mana ada handphone kan, we don't have handphone. I will be downstairs. You can find me downstairs. They distribute, then we take exam. We don't cheat tau. Nanti I cerita you kenapa America they don't cheat. Kenapa they don't cheat? They don't cheat. And then I have another cases. I cerita lagi sikit kat you. This is all akhlak. Akhlak. You bawa lah this akhlak. InsyaAllah Allah will protect you. Allah will give the best to you. And then akhlak tu soft skill lah. Again I tell you akhlak tu soft skill. Like I say America dia akhlak very tinggi lah. Dulu lah. Sekarang I tak tahu lah. I pun dah tak pergi lah America. Nantilah bila pencen I nak pergi sana balik lah. I nak stay there for 1 month. I want to stay in my place, my state to Omaha. I nak duduk sana. I still have friend yang kahwin sana dan duduk sana. A few of my friend kat sana. Kahwin lah, duduk sana lah. And then Facebook lah, zaman Facebook ni you meet them back lah right. And then okay. Another one is I took this subject. This subject foundation mula-mula lah we are C++ class. C++. Masa tu bukan C++ tak ada lagi. C++ created later after I graduate. Masa tu C language. And then C pun ada data structure kan. C is a foundation C and then advanced C adalah C data structure lah. You know lah yang array, stack, queue, tu benda tu lah. And then during exam, okay, the lecturer distribute the class, the question. Okay, so we all take lah. And then after 20 minit we tengok soalan ni susahnya, banyaklah you belajar C, and then the question ask stack, queue, link list. Definitely you don't understand, right? So after like 15 minutes like that, one of the student go and ask the lecturer, show to the lecturer, what do you mean by this now? What actually you want? What kind of answer you want? And then only the lecturer realized that the question is not for our class. Not for our class. And then the lecturer say, okay, collect back. Collect everything back. I go and take a right question. Of course lah, the class is 2 hours, so our exam is 1 hour ni. America style, they don't take class exam lama-lama. Malaysia je suka sangat exam 2 jam, 3 jam, gila I pun tak tahu. Over there, exam is only 1 hour. And then the lecturer, but I tell you lah, dia exam banyak, tak macam you dua. Dia exam throughout the whole, they have quiz. Quiz markah lebih banyak daripada exam. Quiz. So that's why dia banyak, sebab tu dia sejam tu, pendek-pendek tu. And then they distribute a right one. So I met my friend. I know my friend, my senior lah. And this senior is Mat Saleh tau. So I say, hey John, I did not give you a real name lah, John. I say, I know what question come out. You want the question? I say, I pun ingat macam Malaysia lah. You belanja I. You belanja I, bagi tahu question. You treat me. I want burger. Then he say, oh Z, they call me Z. Z kan, Zai tu. They cannot call me Zai tau. They call Zia. They can never call me Zai, they call me Zia. And then at last, saya tak tahu dia orang yang bagi nama I jadi Z. Z tu kan, Z tu. Eventually I get Z. So dia kata, Z, you don't have to tell me. I want to see how far can I go for this course. Macam tu tau. So that's why tak sama. Itu semua akhlak lah tu. Akhlak, you nampak tak betapa orang yang bukan Islam, tapi dia akhlak macam lebih daripada orang Islam. Dia buat kerana dia want to test themselves. Kita janganlah buat kerana test ourselves. Kita buat ikhlas kerana Allah. Allah nampak. You tipu, you nak tipu siapa, you boleh tipu lah sebanyak manusia yang you want. Tapi Allah tahu kan. Macam puasa lah kan. Kita tahu Allah nampak. Kita memang kita akan puasa. Sebab Allah, bukan sebab mak ke bapak kan. Kita nak puasa kerana Allah. Orang tak ada pun kita tak minum. Maksudnya macam tu lah. Dia orang pun sama. Sebab tu I kata akhlak dia orang tu melebihi daripada orang Islam kita. Itu 30 tahun dulu tau. We orang Malaysia dah berkurung-kurung, mak kita, nenek kita semua Islam. Tapi kita tak ada. Kita tak mengamalkan sifat. Kita nama je Islam, but kita tak mengamalkan a true Islamic. I know, I'm not say everybody. I know most of us is like that. Most of us is like that kan. Tak nak makan duit haram. I know a lot of us like that one. Kerja nak ikhlas sebab takut duit haram, nanti Allah murka. When Allah murka, kan lagi benda-benda. Jadi you see, when we buat benda ikhlas kerana Allah, everything will fall on its place nicely. Sebab Allah redha. Bila Allah redha, semua akan jadi cantik. Nanti kita macam ni kan, nanti you kerja pun jadi cantik, sempurna. Kalau you start study pun dah penuh menipu macam mana. Sebab you punya niat adalah, I nak dapat A. I nak janji. Nanti orang tengok, semua orang tengok, biar orang tengok. Orang je ke, bukan Allah. Tak apalah aku ni orang tak nampak. Oh aku dapat A. Biarlah orang tengok aku nampak pandai. Orang je kan. So tak. Itu yang I namakan akhlak soft skill. So throughout this class, I will teach you more on this one. Tak boleh, you kena change. You have to change. You are future leader. You are future parents. Anak-anak you pun sama. I train my children pun sama. Tak ada menipu. You salah, you mengaku lah salah. Tak apalah, jangan nak cover line. I cukup menyampah kalau student come to me, cover line. Cover line. Kalau I boleh detect you cover line, I rasa 1,000 orang pun boleh detect you cover line. You salah, you just say I'm so sorry, it's a mistake. I macam ni genuinely. Just say saja. Tak apa, I tertidur, minta maaf sebab semalam I buat assignment sampai pukul berapa, tak apa. Itulah. So be honest, tak apa. In my class, you just be honest. I tak scold you pun, I pun faham. Don't take advantage of people. Another one is advantage of people. Suka, you pun tak payah take advantage of people. Allah marah. Kalau Allah marah, you punya hidup pun tak tenang. Itu je. Things will not fall right at the right place. Nanti hidup ni huru-hara. Susah sana, masalah sini, masalah. Bukan I cakap tau, itu janji Allah kan. Ustaz-ustaz pun semua cakap benda yang sama. I cuma repeat aja apa ustaz cakap. I pun tak pandai agama ni. I cuma repeat aja apa ustaz cakap. Okay lah, I think that's all lah. We take full 2 hours today usually my class is 1 to 1.5 hour and then the rest I give exercise lah. Kalau you ada masalah tak boleh masuk kelas ke apa, usually I have a recording. You can always record. You can always tengok balik the recording. Very flexible lah. What I want to say to you is you do it not because I marah-marah you, because you know that I study last time tak ada attendance tau. My girl sekarang ni study kat Ireland tak ada attendance. If you tak nak datang kelas, it's okay. Sometimes my girl also say, Mami, I did not go to a class today because the lecturer tu ajar, I tak boleh sangat. If I study on my own, it's better. Better I study on my own. Then, you see, tak ada take attendance pun. You nak study lah because tak ada paksaan pun. Sebab Amerika dia boleh study tak macam Malaysia kan. You all semua segagang kan. Dia orang tak ada umur 40 tahun nak masuk baru, nak masuk universiti baru, nak masuk degree. Jadi dia study because betul-betul dia nak study. Some of them 30 baru nak study degree. Ada satu makcik ni betul tak, dah tua sangat. Amerika dia tak ada pencen. Jadi you boleh kerja sampai mati lah, tak ada pencen. So umur dia dah 60 lebih take degree. Satu week, satu subjek. Satu semester, satu subjek. Dekat 10 tahun tak habis-habis degree. Sebenarnya because satu semester, satu subjek, satu semester, but dia okay, dia entertain je. Walaupun course dah berubah ke apa ke, they will still tell yang the one that dia mula-mula ambil. Katalah the one that dia mula ambil take 10 subjek. 10 subjek lah, walaupun a new generation have to take 15 subjek. Dia tak, dia maintain 15 subjek yang first time. Dia orang macam tu. They really value education so high. Dia ambil lah satu. Then the start tu ialah club. My faculty punya club. Dia kadang kita pergi, tak tanya dia what you doing, dia very friendly. Then they say, I'm study this one. Then they very excited about their study. Dia suka nak study. So these people, kalau dia tak datang kelas, probably dia sakit. Then lecturer tak ada paksa-paksa pun, you nak datang lah. Sebab dia dah tua. Dia nak buat apa, they just want the knowledge. They just want to upgrade themselves. So you see, macam mana I nak cakap kata dia orang ni tak macam lebih daripada orang Islam. Dia lebih daripada orang Islam. Dia study knowledge betul-betul kerana knowledge. Sedangkan kita pun tahu kan Nabi Muhammad Iqra' tu kan yang mula-mula kan ayat Quran pertama, bacalah. Ini tuntut ilmu. Kita sendiri tak nak tuntut ilmu. Sedangkan dia orang tu lebih daripada orang Islam. Nak belajar memang baca ni. I tell you zaman dulu tak ada internet, tak ada apa tau. Bila bulan Ramadan, I say fasting they did not say fasting, they say Ramadan. They did not say, fasting, dia tak sebut fasting, they say, Ramadan, they know Ramadan. You puasa, they know. Sedangkan orang-orang biasa je, cleaner je, they know everything about kita. Orang Malaysia ni, orang Cina pun tak tahu pasal Islam. Sedangkan dia diseram oleh orang Islam, dia orang tak. Padahal Amerika dulu mana banyak orang Islam kat sana. Sekarang je a lot of Islam. You see, they read a lot. That's why you change lah. Be a true Islamic person. True. And I say not because of what? Because this class is about soft skill and the knowledge. So my soft skill tu itulah sebenarnya. Be, like I say kan, lifelong learning, management skill. You manager, jadi manager yang manage people ke arah ke Islamik. Buat kerja macam biasa lah. Memang biasa bukannya ni. Tapi macam I kata kan, I say Nur Syamno kan, I respect dia. Dia buat bisnes tapi terap konsep-konsep Islam dalam tu. Okey lah you. Dah lebih-lebih dah I. Okey, kalau tak ada apa-apa, we ended here. Okey. Boleh
InsyaAllah madam, boleh madam.
Boleh madam.
Okay, I see some of you pukul 2 nanti. So enjoy your lunch. I pun nak makan lunch hari ni. Hari ni I tak masak. I beli lah. Okay. Assalamualaikum. I end
Waalaikumsalam doktor.
Thank you, doktor.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you so much, doktor.
Yang dia plastik sendiri Mirul? This lady.
Ada. Waktu dia kecil, waktu dia high school.
Oh you since high school
Dia masuk,
Korang memang macam tu Like since young kan banyak ni kan.
ada juga. Dia ni sebab dia degree dia ni dah, theater.
Oh
So
dia
dia
memang
macam nak lawa lah.
I see.
Tapi sikit je dia sendiri, tak banyak pun. Aku suka yang bahaya Korea. Kau kahwin dengan perempuan Korea lawa, anak tak lawa. Sebab asyik sendiri bukan genetik. Babi je. Tengok Imirul. Umur panjang mat. Kayak aku ni lah.
Oh fuck.
Umur
Dia
panjang babi lah sial. Sampai aku. Ha. Bodoh, okey lah sial. Aku rasa aku tak ada lah teruk ingat.
baru
Ha,
makan.
ni lagi sial. Dia semangat bodoh. Ni tak semangat pula tulis.
Baru makan
Tak ada makan pun, tendence je.
Oh.
Tak elak lah babi ni ha. Crush aku mat. Dia tekan lah. Tak boleh reply lah bodoh. Reply sini semua nampak babi. Aku dah try cari IG tak jumpa mat. Babi tanya. Cari dulu, follow. Tengok gambar-gambar lu. Tengok muka dia macam mana. Kau nak laju.
Senna punya auto attack range from stack kan? Oh. That means
Apa tu?
infinite Senna punya attack range kan from the stack kan?
Hmm.
That means it's infinitely scaling right?
Hmm.
Bapa.